Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've had a lot of fun with the City Planner Plays 1 hour build challenge, so I thought I'd give City Skylines 2 another try with a different map. So this is the Kexford map by Kexford, and it looked very interesting, so I thought, why not explore it? Let's have a quick look at the resources. So there's plenty of farmland to go around. Plenty of wood areas, a little bit of stone in there, and we will see the rest as we unlock it. So again, we're gonna try to build just kind of a nice city. Nothing particular, not like a 1 hour challenge, because I'm hoping this to be a longer series, but let's see how this goes. So we are in the starting grid. It doesn't quite reach the water over here. There's a little bit of an area where we can actually get fresh water, which I think will be quite important, and we might be able to just dump our sewage in this direction. Although, to be honest, if I were to build a city, I wouldn't just dump the sewage out in the water. I'd try to, work with it and try to feed it back basically into the system. So we'll see how things go. So at first, this is our city entrance. There's a roundabout. We do have a power supply from the outside that we could use, might actually use, because with small cities you wouldn't expect there to be a big power plant to do any of the power production locally. You would expect it to come in from the outside. And actually they have put sewage, water and electricity underneath the road, right where it belongs. So I think we will actually be okay with not expanding in this direction for now, but first develop and see how things go before we take it from there. So I think we do want to create a sort of our main through road. There are a couple of more like smaller roads that come out over here, but obviously we can't build on those yet. So I guess this will become our arterial, and I think in the long run we wanted to, in a sense, wrap around the city and then maybe even ultimately connect back into this highway with an intersection. I could see that right here, or maybe even right here, while we put our city kind of in the middle of everything. The alternative would be to actually have our arterial go around this mountain and then basically build off from there. And I kind of like the idea. So then again, if we were to put the arterial to go around this, we would lose this big area as like a potential park or anything, of the sorts. So maybe we'll actually just do a relatively, I want to say sharp turn. It's not quite a sharp turn, but then start building the city in this forest area over here. Okay, so enough talking. So let's first extend our road. We might need to flatten this part a little bit out just to make sure that everything's okay. Because with arterials, I don't think you would expect a lot of like slopes going on there, because they are meant for speed. And because of that, straight lines make a lot of sense. And then we will have a relatively wide ranged circular motion to the right, which I think that looks good. And just gonna continue down there. And ultimately, again, we will plan to have an intersection here. Maybe we'll already, I know we just started, so technically it's not quite necessary, but maybe we'll actually try to put one in right away. So I think in terms of height, let's aim for roughly 10 meters on both sides. I'm hoping this would give us enough space to put a bridge across. And let's see, just like that. Bridge is looking good. So now we have our motion coming from in there, so making this too complicated. So we have our level up here. Gonna make this a little bit smaller. So we're gonna click up here, and then from down here, basically move just all the way up there. Same from the other direction, trying to make this approximately equal. Should have put it over there. And with that, I have already ruined it. So let's delete that. Let's put the height over here. Nope, let's put this height over here. Fill this back up. And then put in the slope, clicking here and then moving it up there. Perfect. So let's see if we can put the road back in. Overlapping items. I don't know what you're talking about. I guess it's because of the road underneath. But there's a bit of a slope going on. You know what? Let me start this again. And so much for, you know, maybe we'll goof off straight off the bat, because what could possibly go wrong? All right, so made a relatively big pad up there. Gonna move up here, do the same on the other side. Gonna move up there, and then we're gonna try to put the road just above at approximately a right angle, and I think overall that looks okay. And then we're going down there, and we won't be able to fully slope into this, so I'll keep it a little bit interesting at least. Gonna do this, relatively smooth motion, and with that we are on the other side. All right, so next thing, we go into this, and while we don't have highways yet, I think that will be all right. Gonna take our road. Let's start from here. Try to keep kind of what is going on with is the straight line tool. So at least somewhat of a smooth motion. We should have done this with the single direction road. Let's do this. I think overall not too bad. And then we're going to go from here and just merge into this. And on the other side, we're gonna do the same approach. And in this case, we're gonna go from here and then very smoothly merge into this. And then we're going to change the direction. Okay, so this part is in, and I am not as experienced in creating these, so it will very likely look very ugly, but you know, that is okay. I don't mind, because ultimately it's the city that will, you know, will evolve over time, and maybe I will learn a little bit about city skylines in the process. So we've done this, turn the road around. Don't want to get this movement over to the other side, but I don't think there's much I can do right now until we unlock the road tools. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here. Go like this, like that, connect it up, and here we go. Now we do need to change the direction here in this direction. Actually, this is the wrong direction, so this needs to go this way. And then this continues like this, so all in all, that's good. We still have that through motion over here. I would hope that nobody would take this, but you know, you never know. Now we're just gonna smooth that part out here. And later on, we might put some trees and other decoration on there. But overall, I would say not too bad. This way we also have a connection to this part of the highway and not just an entry over there. And that allows us now to put in our city. So similar to what I've talked about in the 1 hour challenge, I'm not too confident with putting in my own grid, so we're gonna make this one connection, and then I'm gonna use the grid tool to create our subgrid for our city. So I want it to be relatively close together because I think it will ultimately look very nice. If we get a city, especially with like the European assets in there, that will look something like that. Grid is in, it's great. We just need to make a couple of connections to this main road here. I'm gonna make one here, maybe an additional one here. There we go. And then we do have one over there. And I think overall that is definitely enough connectivity. So all of this is already connected with power. It should also be connected with water. So technically we're already good to go. I do want to check quickly the wind direction. There's actually a lot of wind power going on. So we might be able to utilize this hill for more wind power. Could also do it over here. Actually, even here is like plenty of opportunities to put in some of the wind turbines to create, well, all that we basically need in terms of power. So I am going to start now, and we are going to start placing some of our buildings. So we don't have a waterfront anywhere. Because of that, we will just focus on the regular residential area, and we're gonna put a commercial area, I wanna say over here. I think that makes sense. And the next thing we need to think about is where we're gonna put our industry. And the industry could be relatively small to begin with, especially now that I've kind of blocked part of it off. I can't put my industry here because of the wind direction. It would basically blow all the polluted air into this part right here, and we can't have that because otherwise our citizens will get sick, and I don't want them to get sick. So slow down. What's the problem with the power supply? And maybe it doesn't actually connect to the outside. And indeed it does not, which in a sense makes our decision a little bit easier. We need to put some power supply in ourselves. So I am going to pause, because I don't want them to leave right away. Let's first focus on our industrial area, because again, we just need some industrial area before we can then deal with kind of all the rest that we need to deal with. So I can't place it like that, so we're gonna go as close as possible. Again, trying to make smaller branches of this. Not entirely sure why this part here is not actually zoned, but either way. How far is that? 72 meters. 72 meters. There we go. Also not a full grid, but overall I think that is okay. And then we are going to connect our road into this road right here. Next, a little bit of industrial. I am filling it all the way up. And now we can focus on our electricity. I think with this much wind power available, we will actually build a wind farm or wind power farm. So we are going to take our slope tool, go actually right off that roundabout, and basically just move all the way up here. So a direct road here, and we do already have a kind of a very natural path up here. So we are going to connect this up. Going first straight up. Let me actually double check how deep is that. That is 90 degrees, so I have no idea. Excellent. Let's see, from here to here, we're at 88 meters. So 88 times 2 is 176. So we're gonna end it here, make it a right turn there, and then we're going to, in a sense, break up our grid. Well, not quite. Move all the way up here, and then we do our straight connection from here into the roundabout. I guess it doesn't need to go straight out of the roundabout, but 6.1% is a bit heavy-handed, but I think overall it's not too bad. For the large range, it's 3.6, it's a little bit better. And I know these don't perfectly line up in right angles, but I think ultimately this will create a bit more interest in in our city that we will have. So we are immediately going to put in a electrical substation, transformer station and substation. That can provide high voltage electricity directly to your city center without the use of power lines. I thought that's basically the same thing. Maybe not. So we're gonna build this transformer station because we do ultimately want to connect to the outside world. And we're gonna set this back a little bit, actually. Maybe I should put in a road first. Just again, because it makes sense to not just plug it into the wild, but basically have the road kind of guide us where it needs to go. Maybe I should have looked first before placing it, but I think overall that is not too bad. We are going to extend this a little bit and then smooth it out just to sort of cover up my bit of an iffy approach here, or heavy-handed approach. Here we go, smooth that out, and then our substation is in. So I think for a substation that is okay. I don't expect a lot of traffic basically to go in there, but ultimately, you know, I think that'll do. So the next thing we want to place is our wind power. And like I said, we're going to put in a little bit of a wind farm up here. So we're going to place already 2 right there, another one here. And I do want to have a road connecting basically right next to this building. Maybe not on this side, maybe on this side. Here we go. It's not quite in the right angle. And again, maybe it doesn't need to be in the exact right angle. It will annoy me very likely later on, but again, that is okay for now. So we're gonna put in a road here, put in another wind power plant, wind turbine over here. And just to make it look a little bit more coherent, we will place a direct road from one side to the other, even though if it's a local road. All right, definitely enough electricity now. And the nice thing with this is we are going to sell our excess electricity, I think at least. We cannot access our budget? I guess not. Need to hit a milestone first. Milestone 1. All right, and now we're gonna speed this up. So we're actually going to slow this down again. What does our water supply look like? Okay, water comes in, electricity goes out, great. Which means there should also be sewage. Oh, that's sewage, water and sewage. And our electricity is in the middle, and it is producing. What I think I want to see in the long run, again, also just because I am used to seeing it like this, is actually farmland around the the wind turbines. So maybe we're gonna put this in right away, to be honest. Although it's a bit of an awkward area to do this. Let's actually smooth this part here out, and this part make it look again a little bit nicer. And then let's think about it. If we are to place a road from here, like a local access road basically, to here, and then going to take a 90-degree angle here, we can very easily, well, saying very easily, we can place our farm over here and then start to expand our farmland around everything here. Keep a little bit of distance to the main road. I'm going to expand all around this. I will clean this up in a second, but I think overall it makes a lot of sense for additional use, especially if it's kind of a crop farm or a vegetable farm, and it has a bit of an issue. Apparently I was a bit too close to this. Overlapping items. What is overlapping? This part here, I guess. So we'll leave, actually maybe we should leave a bit more space. Here we go, just like that. 90-degree angle, doesn't need to be a 90-degree angle. I guess 90-degree angle is okay. Going to add this in there. Keep this not all the way to the road, but here we will. Here we go, just like that. And we have our farm included in this. So having put this road in, I am going to remove this now. How is deleting this road affecting this over here? Do not understand. So road deleted, apparently both, because that's just what I needed to do. And then let's just connect this back up, and then we're good to go. Now, just to make it look more realistic, we're going to downgrade this to a regular or like a gravel road. Again, just to be in line with what we would expect from farms. We're gonna still connect this underground, and now we're going back into our farm and expand this area. Need to leave a little bit more space apparently. And make this a bit straighter, so hopefully now I can turn this into a 90-degree angle. And maybe I should have first done all the planning around it before placing the farmland. Again, leave a little bit of space over here. That did not quite work. Can't delete that. Would have loved a 90-degree angle here. It doesn't need to have it. Okay, but I think overall that's not too bad. I would love to have a direct connection all the way to the road over here. Leave a little bit of space there. Put this actually right next to the road. Don't need this anymore. And then we're gonna put one node here. I guess I didn't need that extra node here. I could have moved the other one, but just like that. And for now, I think that is good enough. We're gonna turn the other ones basically similarly around. And then again, we should be good to go. We are actually making a lot of money, but we are losing population. And let's see, There's a lot more housing demand now, which makes a lot of sense. We are gonna use some of the French housing at the moment. Gonna face the high or like medium density houses over this direction. Same here, here and here. And then put in more of our low density residential area further in the back. Okay. So a lot of people moving in. So is our industry slowly filling up. Have more of this medium density demand. Now this has all filled in on the corners, so I am going to just extend all of this, giving us a bit more space. And I see I cannot leave this part in. Okay, so having said that, we're gonna put one here, and then basically the rest in the middle. Still have some demand, which I guess is good for us. And I think maybe it would be also quite interesting to have another road in there, but I don't think we're gonna do this at the moment. So more medium residential demand though. And what we can do though is actually put it over here. So make one side 3 deep and the other one 4 deep. And with this we should have completely demolished this residential demand. So people are driving in, which I guess is good. Now we do have access to our budget. Service trade 45,000, excellent. That's a really good start, I want to say. We are selling 15, or we're making $15,000 for electricity, which good for us. All right, we've started at the moment with a relatively small-sized town area. I'm actually going to fill this up as well, since we have more of the demand. The assets are really nice. So, I mean, look at this. I do like the little backyards here with the trash cans in the back. Not entirely sure if that is true, considering there's no like access to the road. Because in order to get this to the front where trash is being picked up, you have to lug it through the house, which kind of sounds a little bit weird. But the front of the houses look great. And yeah, I'm excited to build some more with this. Let's see how it goes. Still more medium density demand. Let's put in a little bit more. Over this way. And now that this is filled in, we're gonna put the smaller ones on the other side. Again, going down rapidly. But yeah. We do have, like I said, one farm now, and we are going to expand this a little bit more. I think, considering that we are making a decent amount of money by selling our electricity, that is something that we might want to keep up in the long run. We do need sort of a city center, obviously, and I think I'm going to remove this street. Maybe I'm not going to remove this street, but turn this just into a like utility district. Maybe actually this part here would make a bit more sense, and that would, I think, now I can say we have a reason to put in a like small alleyway. So we can remove this part here and put in a small medical clinic. Let's stay with the French style for this. Could put it actually right here in the center, but I think I'm going to place it on the other side, facing the alleyway, just to make sure there's not, in a sense, that much traffic going on there. And again, probably there's enough demand to have this the street being filled up with cars quite quickly. So we've put in our medical clinic. We are in need for a cemetery, and I really wish the cemetery in this game would be a little bit smaller to begin with. Because again, the cemetery of this size is just a little bit crazy for a town of this size. So I think this area here would be a great place for a cemetery. Because it's like at the end of the town. We won't be building too much into, I guess, that hill area over here. And we do have, I guess there's a little bit of a highway going on, which might reduce the serenity of the cemetery. But overall, I don't think it would be too bad. Next thing though that we need to think about is garbage. And maybe we'll start putting the garbage over here in this corner. Since we have made this connection, we are going to then just extend this road. Okay, we do have the curved road tool. Go 50 meters out, 51 meters to the side, I guess. It's good enough. And then we're just gonna take a straight road to go down here. And while this won't be another industrial area, it's actually, well, it does have medium air pollution. So if I place this here, everything here will also get polluted. So we're not gonna do that then. So instead we're gonna use this part over here, which means we need a bridge. Bridge is always fun, so you know, good for us, yay. So let's do what we did before. Take a certain height, see how far we go. So there's a little bit of actually maybe we can just put this up here like that, pull that pretty close to the road, and then have a, nope, not an alleyway, a regular road go from up here. We should then put the other side just as high, and then slope, I want to say from here, I'm gonna go like this all the way up here, and this way hopefully we can bridge. Nope. No, maybe it is not high enough yet. That is a bummer. So let's see, what else can we do? We can take this height, put that over here, same on this side. See if we can now bridge across. Not entirely sure why it's doing this. I literally put those hills in because I couldn't do it before. Anyways, it has connected, which is good. I will expand this area here a little bit. Well, that's more than a little bit, but I think overall it will help us to make a nicer, smooth motion up here. Maybe at least, let's see. Okay, might be a little bit steep, but I think this will be okay. So now we've got our halfway through here. Let's smooth this area out and then put our landfill over here. One thing that I want you to keep in mind, the landfill will be temporary, because again, I don't understand like such a small community having a big landfill to deal with all of the stuff. I do want it to not face this road here, but the side road, put a little bit further aside. We're not gonna go too close to the street over there, but we are going to extend it maybe just like that. And with this, we have dealt with the basic needs of our city. Almost 1,000 population, 35 minutes. So nothing compared to the City Planner Place Challenge, but I think it's a good start. And with that, maybe we'll end it here and just have a brief look around though. So it looks a little bit sporadic, not like a naturally grown city. We could quickly fill this in, and you know what, maybe I'll do this just to make sure it all makes a little bit more sense. And I might even expand this alleyway from here all the way to the end and fill this area in with medium density housing. Oh, we have the German medium density housing. Excellent. So we are actually going to do that over here. And similar to before, we're not afraid to rezone because I think in the long run, it'll make us happier. And, you know, overall, it just makes sense that this naturally happens. So let's wait a quick minute until everything fills in, and then we have much more of a coherent city, which will be great, because then that leaves us with more stuff to do, basically next time. So as this fills in, please leave your messages below. I would love to build this together. If you see it, drop a comment, let me know what you would want to see, how you would want me to, which direction you would want me to take this, because I think it'll be a lot of fun and always more fun to play these things together. All right, I'm not gonna wait until it's all filled in, but have a quick look at the German assets here. They are different height, but I think overall that's not too bad. I do love the way they look with their little central courtyard style area. So overall, I think it looks great. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.